Hey, welcome back. Without any further talking, let's start coding. I hope you are really excited because from this tutorial, you and me are going to code our first Flutter app. So without any delay, open your VS Code and launch your emulator. So here, the first step is moving into a bin.dart file. And without seeing any code, press F5. The code in your file and in my file may be somewhat different, but no worries. I will explain what the code means after opening Gradle build on our app. This may take some of the time, like for 5 to 10 minutes, and a small tidbit. You can also launch your app from the terminal by moving to terminal of the VS Code itself, and you can just type here flutter run. By pressing enter, the same process will repeat, but you can also do is pressing F5 and launching the app. Now, if you are watching a screen just like this, not exactly like this, but if your app is up and running, congrats, pat your back. If it's not, then no worries. The first thing is just cross it, move into the folder setup in the Android, in the app, and Gradle. If you are not written multi-desk enabled to true, you might get some error. If you get that, rewrite multi-desk enabled is equal to true. Let's jump into the main.dart. Now, let me delete the entire code and rewrite it again to explain you what's going on in this code. So I will press Ctrl and A to remove it. Now the number one thing before writing any code on our main.dart file, the first priority goes to importing all the dependencies. So you can just write here import material.dart. Now the void main function is the most important function in your entire code setup. You have to write it at the initial step before writing any other function. So I can write here void main which initiates run app. Now this run app takes a class. Let's give the class name as base. Now we haven't created the class base, so it will throw an error which will be underlined with this red line. So let's create a class called base. So I can write here class base extends stateless widget. Now this base class is going to override its previous class. That is, it is going to initiate different attributes than its previous class. We can override it as override. We will override its build method by widget. Now the build will take the attribute of build context. Now it is going to return a material app. Semicolon here. Now remember the construction analogy? Yes. The first process is initializing the material. That is the blueprint of our entire code. So you can return a material app which will take parameter as a home, which will be a class that is gonna be a stateful widget. We can name as home page. Also it will take a theme which is going to be theme data. Instead of writing the entire code, you can just type STL and it will show all the options for the IntelliSense. It's your choice. You have to make the class stateless or stateful. If the value between the class is going to be changed, that is, if it is going to be dynamic, then you have to assign the class stateful widget. Else, you are okay with stateless widget. But here, the number is going to be changing as soon as we press the button. So instantiate all the boilerplate code for you. Give this class a name of homepage. Cool. Yes, the code will be deleted because we have rewritten the entire code which is going to be like not completed. Instead of returning container, first we have to return here scaffold. Because we have to give our entire code some outer structure. And between the outer structure, we are gonna be fitting a container. So it will take as body of container. Now to check all the parameters that a particular widget takes, you can just hover over that widget and you can see all the parameters which will be inserting between the widget. So it will take a child, that is a widget child. So you can give here child and the child can be a column. Similarly, you can see its parameters by hovering over it, and the column will take children, that is a list of widgets. So you can just type a children, that is widget, and add a widget here. Let's give it a text of this button is pressed at, not at, it's a dollar times. This dollar sign is used in Dart to indicate a value which is dynamic. So we have not instantiated our counter, so it will give an error. Let's define it. You can do it from here, else also you can instantiate from here by typing integer counter which is equal to 0, the initial value. Now you may see that the values are appearing in our app, but it's at very top of it. So let's give it some padding. Now the easiest way of adding padding to this is going over the particular widget, clicking over the right click and pressing refactor. Now you will see all options that you can refactor the particular widget. So we can refactor the following widget with padding. Now padding will take a parameter of padding and a child. A child is already the text, so we can add the value to the padding parameter as constant age instead that only from top. Let's give it a top from top to 50 and from left of 50. Now if I press Ctrl and S, you will see it is somewhat down. So like it, do it more and 90. Okay, cool. Now let's do it for 300. It looks very dull. So let's add the scaffold and app bar. You can do it by moving here, typing app bar, which take a parameter of app bar. Now the app bar will take a title, which will be a text. So let's give it a name of homepage. Let's move the homepage in the center. So you can do it likewise either by padding or by giving it a boolean sign of center tile is equal to true. Now we need a button here. In Flutter, there are basically 4 types of button that are floating action button, material button, flat button and an icon button. Add a default button that is a floating action button to the entire page by writing here, typing child icon.send, which will add a button here. Now by default it is going to take all the colors and theme data which is in this upper class, that is in our base class. So we can customize our entire structure of colors and fonts and icons and everything by just making some changes in this theme data, which is globally going to affect each and every widget available in a particular widget tree. So the widget tree of the base class extends stateless widget and its home is homepage. So everything that is going to contain the homepage shall affect the theme which we define here. So you can just add your theme here by typing floating action theme, that is floating action button theme, and you can type here color. Let's give it a red. Press Ctrl and S. You can also edit the splash color of it by typing colors.black. Splash color is the color when you press on a particular button. Just look at it. This is the splash color. Likewise, you can also change the color of your scaffold's app bar. For that, you can just type here app bar theme. That is going to be app bar theme, and it takes color. Let's change it in color of red. Press Ctrl and S, and it is changed. Now the homepage in the middle don't look that better, so let's change it to its default position by just removing the center tiles. Hit Ctrl and S. Now after pressing this, nothing has happened. Why? Can you figure it out? We have assigned here on the onPressSet method nothing. So we have to assign here some state management of the Flutter to change this number as far as we will press it. So to do so, set state. Enter here counter plus plus. Hit Ctrl and S. If you click on it, the value unit changes. It will be dynamic instead of static. Why it's so? It's because of the stateful widget. If you declare the same things in the stateless widget, you shall get an error. When the value of our widgets are going to be dynamic, we are going to use stateful widget. Let's add again one button just to subtract the value of it. So you can do it so by adding a padding and a padding of constant age inset dot all. Let's give it from 50. Let's give it a child of material button which takes on pressed method. Let's let it be null for this time and give it a child of text which says subtracts. Now let's add a color for it by typing colors dot blue. Why not? And a splash color of color dot black. Let's do it in middle, so you can do it by custom padding by left 70 and from top 50. Okay, it's in middle now. Similarly here the onPress method is empty. So to subtract this number which is dynamic, you can just type here set state and type here counter minus minus. Hit Ctrl and S. Now on pressing it, the value in it shall be decreased, but only till 0, cause the default value of the counter is 0 and by pressing it, it increases. So this was your boilerplate code provided by the Flutter and we have break down it in our own way.